Legend of Total War here with part 2.2 of my Rome Total War roleplay campaign as the Julii under the command of Marcus Julius Victor. Alright, so previously we've managed to cover our way a little bit into Iberia. Rebels have besieged Alesia. At the moment we bloody moved out of the settlement to come down here, so I had to split the legion off to send someone back here to deal with this, because these guys were unable to lift the siege. They haven't made any siege equipment yet, which is good, but we've got to try and stop them. Also, we've had the the Gaius Marius military reforms, so we can now start recruiting our best units. Yeah, so let's start with legionary cohort. I can only make them at Arretium at the moment. Alright, that's fine. Why did I build... Oh, that's right, it's left over from last time. It's okay, there's no rush on it. I mean, we can still deal with this for the time being. It's just that we can't replenish most of our numbers anymore. Which is okay. Alright, so... I wanted to disband these guys here, so that I can... build that there. Repair these, and let's get moving. Keep them there for the time being, but you need to meet up with these guys.
No more moves, sir.
And the public order will be fine. So we'll just leave those 2 units of peasants there.
Attack! Victory! Prepare for battle! Victory! Forward!
The fact that we didn't get a man of the hour indicates to me that we are actually at our general limit, which will probably impact on how many children. Oh wow, he had 4 fucking daughters. Well, there's some more males in line there, but damn, 4 daughters, that's pretty damn unlucky.
Orders? Sir.
Oh well.
Orders?
Okay, and we're going to resume hostilities with Carthage. Can we recruit legionary cohort from here? Yeah, early legionary cohort, but I want the late legionary cohort, which is not historically accurate. They weren't really used until the 1st century AD, but I don't care. The Marian reform wasn't supposed to happen until 309 BC either.
Prepare for battle. Victory!
Yeah, best we get rid of this guy.
Attack!
Or else, you know, because I have a tendency not to leave settlements well defended, especially because we have to auto-resolve all the battles, and generally speaking, we've got such a good economy because we don't leave huge garrisons everywhere.
Great renown through leading men to victory. I see no reason to change the habits of a lifetime today. There stands the Spanish horde, ready to fight. Today, I think we should send many of them to the afterlife. This army is fully 1/4 of all our warriors. Imagine how we look to our enemies, and take heart from that thought. Our people expect great things of us, and we are the men to do great things. They have been brought to the battlefield by muling infants instead of leaders. Their position is hopeless, the count of their troops pitiful. But remember that the base curve still has a bite. They will, unless completely unthinking, try to use the woods to screen some of their troops. We are lacking in spearmen today, and the many enemy horsemen may make life a little hectic if we are not careful. The hair has been gutted, and the liver was as clear as day. Portent such as this can only be considered good. Brave Romans! Prepare to defend yourselves!
Alright then, let's do this. So... I mean, there's not really much we have to worry about here, so we'll be fine. automatically leave them in skirmish mode. Are they going to come to us or not? Nope. Let's march forward then. Really didn't need to hear the speech on this one, I think, for such a minor battle. So yeah, if you could just send the dogs off, could be good. You died because you didn't listen to my orders. Oh shit. These guys were in skirmish mode. Hey Legend, how come you don't use skirmish mode? Because you can't rely on it, ever. Damn, they just ripped right through him. Just rely on the troops now.
Show their true virtue.
It would have been better if we had killed him, but that's fine. I won't be able to catch up to him now. That didn't actually go very well.
Victory! General, move out. Out of move, sir.
At your service. Moving.
So public order here is not great, but we'll get it under control. It'll be okay.
Imperator. General.
Public order here is fine. We need population growth. Okay, moving on. How do we just get map information from the city? I guess one of the other Roman factions got it off them. Okay, now they've made siege equipment, so we really need to get back here as soon as possible. I can get some mercenaries, but if I do that, I won't be able to get back here.
Orders. March.
So you're a shit general, so I don't think you're going to be able to do much. But if you stand right there, if they assault, you might be able to assist.
Sir. Move out. Move out.
There must be someone there.
Onward. Moves depleted.
I don't know.
Sir.
Oh wait, faction destroyed. Which faction was that? Wait, is that what it even said? Just trying to see who's missing from this. Pontus is there. Seleucid Empire is missing, but weren't they already destroyed? I don't know. Maybe that wasn't what the thing was. Doesn't matter.
General.
Your honor, on my way.
And here's Cordoba with a considerable defense here.
Watching and waiting.
Yeah, it's gonna be tricky, but I think our guy here, his armies should be good enough to take on a considerably larger force. We haven't declared war on them yet either. Doesn't matter. Let's
Forward.
make our way down.
Move, sir.
Your honor, on my way. Searching for clues.
Okay, that being their capital, if we take this from them, they are out of here.
Imperator. Forward. Sir. Forward. Attack.
Looks like they'll probably take Oscar again. So now it doesn't matter about keeping this population up. We can hire as many troops as we want. The growth rates... Yeah, we'll have basically unlimited manpower from here. Biggest problem here is public order. Okay, well, we should actually fix that now. There we go. No problems. But let's continue to improve the public order with series, which will also increase population growth. Not that that really matters. Oh, this guy came of age here. Alright, cool. Maybe we'll recruit some legionary cohort to bolster up the forces of the small army that's going down to Carthago Nova, if they need it. Thing is, though, it's dropping the population here. We want to keep it high, so let's build up the population more. All right, moving on.
Withdraw! Withdraw! Move depleted, sir! Our fleet is under attack!
I don't need that ship anymore anyway. Well, I didn't really need it in the first place. It's just a stupid Senate mission. Yep.
Sir!
Oh, you're fucking kidding. A flood happened here and smashed up my army. 423 men dead. That's more than I lose in battle sometimes. Now, it would have affected their army that's out in the field as well, but not affecting these. There's a 40% chance we can open the gate. We've lost a lot of our movement range, so send the general first. Okay. Nope. Okay, since these guys here can no longer be retrained, we might as well merge so that we can hire the mercenaries, just so that we've got as large an army as possible.
General, attack!
Gate there's open. Good. If we take this here, well, we need to auto-resolve it though. But if we take this,
General, engage the enemy.
then that ends the Spanish. Good.
Victory! This land is Roman.
Faction destroyed. Good stuff. Don't have to worry about them anymore. So that army that's out there will just turn into a rebel army wherever it is. These guys can't be replaced, so just merge them.
General, attack! Settlement under siege, sir.
Good, the rebels here bugger off.
Orders,
I guess that's good. I'll send these guys up this way to increase population here.
move out. Orders, onward.
So can't be retrained here anymore. So they just need to get the early legionary cohort. But we now get archer auxilia, like those. They're much better than Roman archers. That's basically the Gallic Legion. These guys here will be the Spanish Legion. You know, to keep it in the province to make sure that everything is kept under control. Because if rebels show up, we need someone to go and retake the settlement. Well, basically, I think what we'll do is we'll assign up provinces, like big provinces. So, like, we've got the Spanish province, or Hispania, whatever you want to call it, Gallic province, Italian province, maybe a West Africa, East Africa, or West Africa, Egypt province, and each of them will have their own legion that'll just stay in the area.
General,
I'm sure the amount of money that we make from these regions here will eventually be able to pay for the legion. Go with trade. Public order here is a bit of an issue. So yeah, we're going to need large temple of Jupiter. I forgot we were trying to build up the navy. So yeah, Italy is not going to have a problem with manpower now. And Gaul's growing. It'll continue to grow quite quickly. We just need to get it away from being like a town. Once it gets a large town, then it can grow fairly quickly. Or more like once it gets above 2,000 population. At 400 population, it just grows so slowly. Alright, good. Let's move on. And then, of course, there's the faction leader's legion, who's used to capture settlements.
Orders.
I'm surprised that the Carthaginians didn't get back here in time to try and stop us, but that's fine. Let's take out this motherfucker here, who's their faction heir, pretty old faction heir. But then we're going to need some ships to get us to mainland Carthage. We'll declare war on the Numidians as well. Just anyone who gets in our way, or just anyone down there, conquer them all.
Those overly proud men over there are the Carthaginians. They think they are our equals, our enemies. I think they are waiting to die. They have been lulled into a false sense of security by a few feet of defensive wall, as if that will protect them. We outnumber them by a large margin, but this may drive them to foolhardy defiance. Be careful. I have never lost a battle against these people. Why should I start losing now, with men such as you at my command? Another victory is at hand! My priests have watched the skies, and the birds in all the heavens move in our favor. Such good portent should never be ignored. There is no shame in fear. There is only shame in letting fear rule you. Try not to look scared, and you'll find bravery in your heart!
Alright, let's do this. Did I not make siege equipment? Huh, that was stupid, but at least the gates are open. So these guys over there first, of course, thin out their numbers. So how are we going with this? 8%, it's not too bad. Yeah, those dogs, I don't think... Oh, actually, they might just finish off these Libyan spears. No. Looks like Libyan spears will get him, but that's okay. Oh no. There we go. Yeah, they're particularly good against skirmishers. Alright, good. While that's going on, let's get inside.
Our soldiers have captured the walls! Now is the time to press on and capture this place!
Has started. Units! Units! Charge!
an all-out attack is not a good idea. I mean, the balance of power is in our favour, but no point in throwing these guys away. Might as well join in on this as well. The thing is, if we go near the town square, or the general's bodyguards can be difficult to fight properly. Alright. Need to individually move them here, or else it'll just be a giant mess. In fact, it'll still be a giant mess even when we do this, but still, gotta do it. Might be an idea also to bring the archers over here for support. What's this here? It's just Iberian infantry, they'll be fine. They're kind of cutting through us a little bit. Step up, but we're still just getting organised. I don't care. Let the trio fight and die. They're outdated now anyway. Close up. Okay, stingers of their own, charge in on them. Look for a stop to that. And here comes the general's bodyguard. Oh, general's armored bodyguards, and now we're looking at much better troops now with this stuff. Oh god. Just ripped through our outdated units. Study gonna have a really hard time killing them. Oh, so he's Roman armored general as well. Where are the Triarii? Okay. Some of our units are exhausted. Should have given them a bit more time to rest. Probably why they're breaking, but it's okay. Outdated units. Time to go for the legionary cohort. Much better troops. Bring you in there. I just need to make sure he doesn't die, of course. So let's keep an eye on him. Oh hell no, he's the first one in there. Fucking fool. I always do this. It's okay. I just don't want him to get in there. I want his bodyguard to fight. It's only these generals' armored bodyguard. They're the only ones giving us any trouble. The other ones there aren't doing anything to us. He's almost dead. It's okay, as long as it doesn't get into it too thick, should be okay. Full. Alright, they're gonna crush him now. This guy here just will not die. Finally,
General is
Jesus.
slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
Come over here, we'll charge into their rear. Can't break them because they're partially in the... Oh, hang on. Did break something. So we lost half of our army. Damn. Well, they still lost more, and of course they've lost that general. But it was a bit of a trade-off, except, you know, we gained the settlement.
Victory! This land is Roman!
I don't know, hard to justify enslaving them. I don't think the public order is going to maintain. I think we need to exterminate them now. Carthago delenda est. It's a stupid mission anyway. So there was that other army. It probably couldn't make it over here because of the floods. Lowest movement range. Okay, so we got a few units recovered. The Triarii came back a bit. None of these units can be retrained except for the War Dogs, so just merge. And we can recruit early legionary cohort here. As for these, I want to send them back to... Send both of these back up this way to just bolster up the population there, which is fairly low. Okay, I want to disband the Roman archers here and the Balearic slingers for archer auxilia. Once these guys have been given some experience, they'll do much better just due to their range. And I think they've also got a higher missile attack. Now I can't compare it, but it doesn't matter. And we may need to stay here for a little while, building this up, but we have the entirety of the Iberian Peninsula. But yeah, it's going to be a little while before these guys get moving again. Okay, let's see what else there is to build. Arbo needs growth. That'll unlock new growth buildings. I think this region here could use different. Yeah, let's get rid of this. Don't worry about upgrading this weapons. Alright. Let's go with that. So yeah, it's going to be a little while before he's able to get moving again. Now, where's that ship of mine? It's still out here. I don't expect him to get back there, but I'll set another ship here just in case. Because we'll need transport to get us to Mauritania. Because I'm not going to go straight for Carthage. Go straight here, and then we'll roll across this way. As best we can. Maybe go into the desert first, I don't know. Taking Carthage itself, this looks like either a huge city... They've already got the huge stone walls. So... That's okay, the eastern type ones suck.
Orders? Can't do it, sir. Forward! Out of move, sir!
Oops.
Imperator.
Alright, let's move on. So now we've got to work on sort of reforming our army. Blockade the port of Carthage.
Fleet ready!
Well, we can't really get there.
Aye, aye, Captain! Fleet ready! Yes, Captain! Moves depleted, sir!
I'm not too concerned about killing them right now, because obviously Carthage is going to have pretty much unlimited manpower as well, but they can only recruit 1 unit a turn. Plus also my army's smaller than them, so let's just wait. Yeah, I don't want these either.
Imperator, forward! Orders?
Push these out of the way.
Engage the enemy! Victory!
Because I wouldn't mind it if they're standing out over here.
Leaving the army.
So a bit of watchtower, see if they'll go stand there.
Tower. Move out, General.
Because that's not going to bother me at all. Okay, I think from Carthago and over we could train a reasonably good legion once we reform all this. So yeah, let's get legion barracks. These spies will also come down here. They've been pretty good at opening gates for us. And this guy here could die of old age soon. He's starting to get old. What are you doing out here? So our popularity with the people is starting to increase. I think once we get to here, we can actually declare the Roman Civil War. So that'll give us access to the urban cohort. I'll limit myself to only one of those per legion. Just wondering if I really need that right now. Probably not. If we go for Hippodrome, we could get legionary cavalry. If we have a look at the difference, 6 and 15 to 8 and 22. So yeah, a much bigger difference. Alright, let's get the Hippodrome going. Public order over here. Problems. Just keep the population low for the time being. I mean, that'll help things quite a bit. The population growth here should account for recruiting 160 men a turn. Should be fine. Actually, go with the arena, because that'll provide us with the most public order. Also at the highest cost, but that doesn't matter. Because we're rich. Alright, moving on. Wait, are we recruiting over here? Oh yeah, more archers. Okay, all good, moving on. Actually, when I counted the Brutii settlements, I don't think I counted all these correctly. They may actually be doing better than the Scipii now, in terms of just number of regions. I mean, I could have just looked at the faction rating. Why don't we have a look at that? So overall, the Scipii are actually considered stronger than us. Probably just militarily. Production-wise, I'm at top. Territorially, way above. So the Brutii are... They've been equal for a long time, but the Brutii have taken the lead out of those two. Financially, I'm at the top. Population, I'm at the top. Territorially, I'm nearly twice as large as them. The public order here is still not sorted. Let's build an arena. Certainly would help if we got some wonders, but they're all in the east. That helps with the population here. So it'll be interesting to see if these guys move over this way.
At your service.
Right, at least now it's going to be easy to sail from here to there.
Yes, Captain.
Quite safely. But I don't want to move out until we've got a full stack. I would prefer the late legionary cohort, but we don't have availability of that right now, and it would take longer if we go all the way back to Rome. Plus, it's not really safe to go by sea, at least. So I'll just suck it up and get some of these guys. These guys are insufficient numbers, so since I can't retrain them or merge them into anything, I will disband them. Give them their leave. They've been good soldiers, apart from the Triario, sort of. Let them go. So it'll still take 10 turns to really build up this legion to full strength. Might leave before then, but we'll see. So comparing the early legionary cohort to Principate, early legionary cohort are better, but they do cost more, but that doesn't bother me. We've got money. I don't see anything else that needs to be done. I don't particularly like Auxilia. They're just not very good spearmen. Okay, let's move on. Skip it as it is. Just keep recruiting more early legionary cohort for the time being. Yeah, there's just not really a whole lot going on. We're just reforming our armies at the moment. These regions north of Italy still under rebel control. Because maybe once the Italian legion's ready, I'll send them up that way to go and take it. Yeah, they're still rebel controlled. They wouldn't be very valuable though. So the Scipii have landed in Anatolia. They're kicking the... What are the Egyptians doing here? Yeah, they rolled through the bloody Seleucids.
Ready to sail.
If you're still alive.
Yes, master. Hiding aboard ship.
Fleet ready.
Yes, master. Stowaway. Out of move, sir. At your service. Yes, master.
Aye, Captain.
Your honor.
Maybe what we should do is get a spy over here, see what kind of defenses are there and what size the settlement is. If it's likely we can recruit early legionary cohort from here, then we'll just set off and go and attack it even without a full legion. Okay, public order here seems to be good now, so we can drop that off. Okay, good. If we leave, we can at least put on the games. But in the meantime, keep going with the Temple of Jupiter. We need public order. That'll be growing soon. Good. Let's move on. The Dacians are just getting wrecked by the Brutii. It's the first time in a while that we've actually done a Senate mission. Take Carthage. Be a unit of Triarii. Outdated unit. Okay. Popularity falls with the masses, huh? That's what it was before. Maybe because while we're reforming our armies, the Brutii are really sort of powering through Central Europe. While we're just chilling. Actually, get a unit of Praetorians going. Can replace them with urban cohort later down the track. Need my archer auxiliary. Okay, we don't actually need population growth here. What do we need? Yeah, grab them going. Okay, the population growth here is not too bad. I'd like to start funneling basic colonists to Condate Redononum, or whatever it's called, so that we can grow it faster. I'll send the Hastati and these Principes over here as well. Someone's standing on that. It's just rebels, just ignore them. Head over this way and be disbanded. Actually, maybe I'll send them to Numidia, because at least we've got access to early legionary cohort over here. public orders phone. Okay, actually, no, we've got early legionary cohort here, so forget about that. There's much more population in Carthago Nova. Public order is a bit of an issue, but we are continuously recruiting, so I don't know. I think it will just get on with the awesome Temple of Jupiter. Really just keep it under control. How are we going here with the governors? It doesn't have a governor. Okay. Don't need you anymore. Alright, so like I said, we're going to send a spy over here. So Tingi is a city. It's just militia barracks, so it wouldn't be a whole lot. In fact, I don't think they're going to get much bigger than that. But still, it's a bit of a prize here. And plus, we could funnel troops over this way.
Searching for clues.
Ready to sail! Aye aye, Captain!
Alright,
Orders!
let's get ready to move out.
Sir! Imperator! Sir!
Probably going to have to fight them first. Oh, okay. This is there's a bit of a bug with the floods. What you got to do, because it, like, when a flood has happened, it reduces movement points, but it's like forever. So you have to like quick save and quick load to reset it, because the flood is long since gone.
Orders! Imperator!
It may come into effect next turn.
Orders! Sir! General!
Your Honor, sneaking aboard, watching over the troops. Your Honor, stowing away, counter-spying.
Orders!
Let's just get moving anyway.
March! General! Sir! 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 March! Sir! Move out!
Good, that should keep it under control. Keep them coming, because we'll funnel reinforcements down this way.
Prepare for battle!
Alright, let's move on.
General!
Doesn't seem to have fixed it. Maybe I actually need to get out of the game and get back into it. Because look at the movement range, it's pathetic. That can't be correct. Alright, well let me just quick save it. I'll just pop out of the game real quick and get back into it. Hopefully that'll fix things. Alright, let's see if that worked.
Sir!
No. I don't know what it is. They just can't move very far on this land for some reason.
Attack!
Alright, so it's mostly a big army full of trash. We are slightly outnumbered, but we outpower them. Let's do this. The Numidians don't know what's coming for them. Now, I don't think we need to run these guys to... Oh, wait, no. They'll be able to get to the boats if we don't wipe them out.
In the field. They are not worth fearing. They die as easily as other men. That army is 1/4 of the enemy's strength. So sharpen your swords one last time. When we have killed them all, we will have made a good start. They have been brought to the battlefield by muling infants instead of leaders. We are even matched in numbers, man for man, but that does not tell the whole story. Yet, for all that, we are the stronger within ourselves. We are the greater warriors. I have never lost a battle against these people. Why should I start losing now, with men such as you at my command? Another victory is at hand. Now, set your minds on the task.
Okay, it's kind of strange. We haven't actually lost a single battle against the Carthaginians. Not even a naval battle, apparently. So that just indicates to me that they've just done terribly against us. Right, I'd like the dogs to go after the skirmishers. See, that's much better range. That's very nice. And at least now these guys here won't ever become outdated. They've also got more armor, more missile attack. They're just better in every way. Probably a little bit more expensive than the Roman archers, but it's fine. It's fine, just let them use up their ammo. Killing. I mean, they're not really the best of units out here that they're shooting, but none of their armies are very good. It's all just junk. Maybe shoot him. Send the cavalry around. So they're making a run for it now.
Now he flees the field.
Can't let them get away.
Great gods be praised! The enemy general is killed! Fear makes a home in our enemies' hearts!
With the enemy general dead, we should be able to break them as they're running away, especially as they continue to get tired. Damn, you got wrecked over there. Oh wait, you only had 70 men to begin with anyway, so it's not as bad as I thought. Oh, that's our war dogs, right? Doing a great job. Most of these units are spear-based units, so my cavalry just don't have the shock value that's needed. The dogs seem to be doing a good job. So there's definitely going to be a few of them getting away, but if we just get 5% more, the whole army's wiped out. There we go.
The gods be praised! The enemy's hearts are full of fear, and now they flee!
Alright, we're pretty much done here. Let's see how many kills the archers did. Archer Auxilia managed to get 275 and 194 kills. They did a great job. In fact, only the Roman general there managed to get more kills than the archers. Good, the army got wiped out. Yeah, no hope of extra experience on them just yet.
Orders. Orders. Boarding.
Okay, so we don't get going this turn, but next turn. Yeah, keep them coming. Just seems like such a short amount of movement range. It's only like 5 tiles. Go through the list. It's easier than trying to find individually which settlements we can and can't construct in. Now that we've got... How many settlements do we have? 19. Oh man, they're completely blocking the road. Guess that was a bad place to put a watchtower. No, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, shit. Just, whatever, just get rid of them.
Victory! Forward! Out of move, sir!
Okay, this will allow the settlement to grow. And let's move on. Carthage is not well defended at all. But looking at Carthage, are they also at war with the Numidians? Yeah, okay, cool. Hopefully they're too busy fighting each other to notice me come around the back door.
Ready to sail! Ready to sail! Yes, Captain! All ashore! General!
Yeah, it seems like the movement stuff's been fixed now.
At your service. Leading the army. Spying.
Sir! General!
Good, come on, get in there, open the... Oh, actually, opening the gates on this sort of situation isn't really very useful.
Sir! Attack!
Because,
Besieging
the
settlement, sir!
gatehouses still do so much damage. I still prefer just to build siege towers.
Settlement under siege, sir!
That being said, though, they don't have enough men to defend all entrances of the settlement, so let's actually give this a shot. If we can get someone up on the walls, I'll just use like a hostility or something, someone that is obsolete. Get them to capture all the walls, which is what we usually do anyway. I do like it better in Medieval 2, how they made it so that you have to have a unit near the wall in order for it to shoot.
Fortunes are bad, my friends, but I do not care.
It's a sneaky battle, so we don't need a speech.
Await my order.
Make sure at every one of their entrances we have someone there. And we need someone for the fire entrance out this way. Whichever one is not defended, that's where we go in. Okay, it's not defended here. There shouldn't be boiling oil damage, I think. Yeah. And these don't shoot from the rear, do they? Okay, good.
Our soldiers have captured the walls! Now is the time to press on and capture this place!
Okay, and then the archers, of course, will be very effective on the walls. So you stay there now. Let the archers deal with this now. These guys here, what the hell is going on? They just lost a ton of men just due to pathfinding bugs.
Archers! Hurry!
31 men fell off the wall. Because these guys here realise they can't climb vertically up the wall. You fucking morons. Oh well. Like I said, pathfinding is the biggest problem with this game. If it wasn't for that, it probably would actually be the best Total War game. But of course, I always say the Medieval 2 is better. Only by a small margin. Pathfinding is just horrendous. Definitely something you got to give credit to the newer Total Wars. The pathfinding is a lot better. Except for Empire. I wonder if these guys here can be recruited and retrained here. Because if they can, then the losses here don't matter at all. Alright, I think we're dicking around too much here. Let's just get our guys inside. Oh shit. Should have thought to capture that. Not a big deal though.
Archer auxiliary. Move!
So yeah, you stay here and fire at anyone that comes near this way. While we get organised. These are archers, aren't they? Yeah, so if we send the dogs at them, the dogs should eat them for bloody breakfast. Okay, there they go. Good stuff. Come on, I don't want to send the actual, essentially peasants at them. Back. But the general's bodyguard will eat up the dogs. Oh well. Okay, now what are you off the wall? It'd be good if we can shoot the general's bodyguard a bit, because we've seen that the armoured bodyguard are basically too much for the infantry to deal with. Shooting him would reduce our casualties. We can definitely outrange these archers, so that's not a concern. Just leave it there, it's fine. Shit, I need to get back. So it's okay if we take a few casualties, these guys can be replaced. Man, they love to twirl around when they move. Again, like I said, the pathfinding is the biggest problem here. Alright. I kind of just wanted this to be over quickly. I don't like dicking around with all this. Moving one unit at a time, taking half an hour to approach this just to make sure these guys don't bug out. Which I'd be happy to do if the battle, you know, was hanging in the balance for it. But I'm probably going to be staying here for a few turns anyway, retraining these troops. So the number of casualties we take almost doesn't even matter. In fact, the more we take, it might actually be better. Alright, we're just getting shot here. Just send him in. Like I said, trying to maneuver around this is just going to be difficult, just due to pathfinding issues. There go the hostility, but they're completely outdated anyway. I think think our general's right in the thick of it, but we got him. So they killed more of our troops, but of course the problem is the general's bodyguard. Very difficult for our infantry to deal with now that they're at the tier 2 general bodyguard.
Victory! This land is Roman!
No, I think we need to exterminate them. Too many people here. Slaving won't be enough. So yeah, these guys here can be retrained, but the infantry can't.
Sir!
You can be disbanded now.
General!
That would be alright inside of a fort.
Orders! March!
Seemingly a pointless place to put a fort, but
Onward!
oh well.
General! Onward!
Oh no, hang on. There's the early legionary cohort. I was mistaken. So we can recruit troops from here.
Imperator!
Alright, so we'll spend a few turns here.
Sir!
Good, they've gained some experience, that'll help.
Aye, Captain. Yes,
And
Captain.
we'll ship these guys down there as well.
Move out! Au revoir, sir! General! Imperator!
Okay, let's have a look. What can we construct? Alright, so Arretium now has access to... Or is it legionary cavalry? They take 2 turns to recruit, where the Roman cavalry only take 1 turn, but these guys are a lot better. If we go with the Circus Maximus, we can get Praetorian cavalry. Really what we should have in the legion. Then we'll just keep recruiting these for the time being. Don't worry about building any more military structures. Got it just fine now. Let's focus more on making the units. Actually, when do we build a dockyard? I don't know. It's all good stuff. I just, I can't make up my damn mind. Tossing up between money and military. Can't do both. Got a reasonable fleet here now.
Ready to sail! Attack!
Yeah, don't have enough popular support. It's just curious. It'll let us know when we have popular support. I think that'll be good. I suppose one of the downsides of the way I'm playing right now is that fighting with infantry is not really how I like to play this game, generally speaking. Even when I play as the Roman factions, when I play regular Let's Plays, I usually like to focus on pretty much spamming cavalry, because what I try and do is draw the army out of the settlement, because out in the field the cavalry perform really well, whereas the infantry can perform quite shit in both the field and city assaults. As we've seen before, even when you've got them in good position, the enemy cavalry, the general's bodyguard, can still just rip through your troops. Cavalry are just a lot more of a tactical unit, but we're playing a role-playing campaign, so it doesn't really matter that much. Patavium, okay, it's probably a good thing that the population's going to go down a little bit. But we can't access the Praetorians now. They'll have to wait until the plague's over. Actually, focus on stuff that's going to provide more population growth. So over here, not quite at the size we were before we attacked here, but reinforcements are on the way.
Sir! Onward! Moves depleted, sir!
Still, the reforming here is going to make a big difference in the quality of our troops. Good.
General!
Alright, so we'll send you to Mediolanium, where there's no governor. And how old is Marcus now? He's now 39 years old. Probably don't need to worry too much about assigning an heir just yet, but we do need to start thinking about it. We'll probably get another episode out of him. But due to, I suppose, the fact that we have to bite and hold these settlements, we can't just be like moving constantly as we are, you know, training up our new army, and also public order differences. As we start to get closer down here, public order won't be that much of a problem. But there's, you know, whole swaths of turns where there's just nothing going on. Okay, nothing else to do. Oh, hang on, there's public order problems. Oh yeah, it's because there's no people there. That's okay. Moving on. I think I saw the Numidians here as well, just then. So he hasn't contracted the plague yet, but he's old, so it doesn't matter if he dies. So Carthage and Numidia have accepted a ceasefire, probably to deal with their common threat. Which would be me. Alright, now over here. We're still going to reform this into the Gallic Legion. Okay, disband them. Have I been building anything in here at all? I built sewers. Why the hell did I do that for? I'll disband them. Good, no more Marian reform, pre-Marian reform infantry units here. We've still got these equities. Actually, I'll get rid of them as well. That way, it's all post-Marian troops. I think once these troops here are done, we'll move out. We'll move towards Serta over here. Or maybe... Numidia is not likely to be very large. It's not going to be very valuable. But we will need to take it at some point. It's almost ready to grow. Just build whatever in there. Okay, so population, public orders are not under control. Let's try and fix that. Alright, let's throw in some legionary cavalry. Okay, archers are available here. Let's get 2 of those so we can join the Italian Legion. And let's move on. And here's their first victory. I was wondering when they were going to go for it. Let's compare ourselves to the other Roman factions now. It's been a while. So overall, the Scipii, I don't know what happened to them. They seem to they fell below us. But the Brutii are now at the top. Militarily, they must have lost a lot of troops because they're going downhill quite a lot. Territorially, we haven't been expanding very quickly, but we're still at the top. Financially, we're filthy rich. I might even be able to just buy one of their regions, but if I do that, of course, the Senate will be like, you have to give it back. That'll really help with public order. Alright, let's do it. Wait, can I get archers from here? I can, but moving them from here to there is going to be difficult. Actually, we might be in a position now to clear these guys out of here.
Victory! Attack!
After long last.
Orders, onward!
Now, can we... Good, we've already got some experience in here. Let's spread it along the rest of the troops.
Imperator.
Get that experience back.
Sir, orders,
Shit.
General.
Fuck, I had more than that at one point.
General. General. Orders. 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 Imperator. Orders. Orders.
Try and make it the one with 19 to have the experience.
Sir.
Okay, there we go. So that all worked out quite well then. So the Numidians are here, but who cares? That's too small for me to give a shit about. Maybe just push them out of the way.
Prepare for battle.
Be like, that's just a warning shot at them.
Onward.
Go away.
Your honor.
Let's get moving over here with the spies.
Wounds depleted, sir. At your service. Your honor. Moving.
Okay, I'm going to disband all pre-Marian units now.
General.
So these guys here haven't budged. They're staying exactly where they are. I thought they'd move over here. It's more predictable in Medieval 2. What's it going to do? Alright, let's see what to build. Wait, in Tingi we need public order, so build the arena. We're probably not going to be able to leave until that's finished. Are we recruiting there? Okay, good. Moving on. Okay, we got more people over here.
Imperator.
But this guy here is old. Well, that doesn't matter. We'll send the younger guy off to Massalia.
Out of move, sir.
Public order here is a little bit of an issue again.
Imperator. Orders. Move out.
Okay, looking good. 8 more units and then it's a full legion. And the settlement's still growing as well, so that's all working out nicely. Now that'll fix the public order there.
Fleet ready! Set sail! Splitting the troops! Ready to sail! Aye aye, Captain!
So if we were to leave here, just hypothetically... Yeah, the public order's terrible, we can't leave yet. Okay, moving on. No.
Your Honor. Moving.
Okay, the defenses here
Your Honor.
don't seem too bad. A few armies in the way.
Yes.
I probably will need to make sure my army's as strong as possible before we set out from here. Anyway, we can't leave just yet because of public order. Good, Narbo is growing. And as we continue to recruit this, it should be keeping the population down as well. Because obviously squalor will be a bit of an issue. Three more units and it's a... oh, hang on. 4 more units and it's a full legion. Somewhat of a doom stack. Well, we've got this one here ready to go. The plague is over, so make that 3. Because like I said, we're trying to have 1 Praetorian cohort in each legion. Whether it be Praetorian or urban, depends on what's available. So yeah, let's start improving the troops with blacksmiths. Okay, nothing else to do. Moving on. Like I said, we're burning through turns at the moment just because consolidation is taking such a long time. But sometimes I get worried. Well, not worried, but it goes through my mind a little bit like, oh, I'm not doing a good job, you know, because I'm not expanding quickly. But then I think, we're role-playing, don't get crazy about it. Because you guys know what I'm like. If I wanted to play this properly, this would be fucking over by now, you know? Everything would be dead if I was playing the normal way. But we're role-playing. I just need to constantly remind myself that you're role-playing right now. Don't worry about the speed at which you play. Okay, it doesn't matter. Calm down. Just have to keep telling myself that. Okay, don't worry if the battle doesn't go perfectly. You're role-playing. It's alright.
Yes, Master.
Because Legend of Total War is like, yeah, it must go perfect. Must go exactly the way I want it. If I don't get what I want, exactly the same way I want, I start to get stressed. Okay, so over here, we better start recruiting some troops before they lay siege. I'm going to send this fleet around here. They might need to pick up the Italian Legion to come down here and defend this. Or to retake it. I suppose we'll see. Alright, let's get ready to move out now. So the public order's improved. Okay, if we just hire a lot of peasants, it should... yeah, there we go, fix up the public order. But it's not a full stack. But if we get over here, the Numidian capital, we should be able to recruit from here.
Orders! Engage the enemy! Victory!
Yeah, we can't leave them here. We're gonna have to kill off all their armies as we're coming over here, or else they'll just retake Tingi. I did say that we were going to create an African legion as well, so maybe that can get started over here in the meantime.
Sir, engage the enemy.
Alright, so after this battle, we'll end the episode.
Men, we face adversity. A band of brothers dedicated
Nah, it's
to
a
the
small scale fight, we don't need to hear the speech.
Await my orders! Get it! Get it! Get it! Move out! Cavalry!
I reckon the war dogs will do alright against the Numidian cavalry, because actually the Numidian cavalry aren't bad, because I remember, because I played as Numidia, they're not that bad. I mean, for Javelin Cav. Javelin Cav are generally pretty shit. These are probably the best Javelin Cav. They seem to be more or less tearing through them though. Cover the archers. Let them keep shooting. And the dogs are still tearing them up, so that's going well. The Archer Auxilia are great for just thinning them out. Just sit here and relax while they take out, I don't know, another 5-10% of the army. It also means less for us to have to run down later on as well.
Army is in flight. Pursue them and drive them from the battlefield.
I don't even think they had to go into melee. They just threw some javelins at them and then these chicken shit cowards ran away. Hey Legend, I bet you can't play as Numidia and win.
Rome demands victory.
Legend, Numidia is not actually the hardest faction, it's actually Dacia. Legend, it's actually Scythia, it's actually Thrace, it's actually Pontus, it's actually Germany. No matter which faction I play that people think is the hardest, someone will always say, it's not that, it's something else. It's like when I did Epirus campaign. People have been saying for years, Epirus is so hard, it's so difficult, and then I did Epirus, it's victory conditions in 6 episodes. And then people say, it's not the hardest, it's actually Dacia.
Engage the enemy! Victory!
It's like, you just get to a point where you go, oh, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll still be able to beat it. Anyway, that's the end of this episode, guys. So like and subscribe. Part 2. What's this? This is 2.2. So next one's 2.3. Yeah, and don't forget to visit me on Facebook. See you next time, fuckers.